Once there was a very vain king with 3 daughters, and he called them together and he said, I am getting older and I think that I want to retire. So, whoever of you it is who loves me the most, I will give you my entire kingdom. Now tell me how much you love me. The eldest daughter came forward and said, Father, you know that I love you the most. I love you like this entire earth. I love you to the very depths of the ocean. If every single flower on this earth, if you numbered them, my love for you would be 5 times that amount. The second daughter came forward and she said, Dad, you know I'm the one who loves you the most, and forget about the earth. My love for you is like the sky, all the way up to the sky, all the way to the sun and the moon and the stars. In fact, if there was a bag big enough to hold all of the stars of the universe, you would need 2 bags that size to hold all of my love for you. Then the king turned to his youngest daughter with some anticipation because he loved his daughters all equally, but he and his youngest, they often thought alike and they enjoyed spending time together. So he waited to hear what beautiful words she would have to say. She looked at him and smiled and said simply, I love you like salt. The king waited, but there were no more words forthcoming. He flew into a rage. You have obviously been playing me this entire time. You are so disloyal. You clearly do not love me. Begone, I banish you from the kingdom. He decided to take the kingdom and then with his 2 eldest daughters just give it to the 2 of them. They were happy to share it and to have all of those riches, to have all of that power. Within a couple of years, the palace was looking amazing and they were throwing balls with all kinds of, expensive decor and expensive ball gowns, but the rest of the kingdom was in terrible shape. It was all in disarray. The roads needed work. The king, or the former king, even though he was a vain king, he had loved his kingdom and he had been a pretty good king. So he called the 2 eldest daughters together and he said, girls, you can't do this. You can't be spending all this money on yourselves. You got to take care of the kingdom. Well, they were absolutely incensed. And how dare you call us girls? We are now the queens and you are nothing. You are nobody. You are banished. And he left with only the clothes on his back. He wandered through many different lands, finally winding up at a castle where his youngest daughter was now the queen. He looked like a beggar and he knocked on the kitchen door and one of the staff came to him and he just begged, could he have a little something to eat, maybe a crust of bread, but they recognized him and they went and quietly told the queen. She said, don't let him know that I know. Here's what I want you to do. Make the most delicious meal you can, the most luxurious items, but don't put salt in any of the dishes. So they laid out this huge succulent feast in front of him. He picked up his fork. He took a bite of one dish. He took a bite of another. He took another bite, but it was all tasteless because there was no salt. And then he realized what it was that his daughter had meant, and the tears rolled down his face. She was watching from behind a door, and she came in, and he apologized, and she forgave, and they embraced, and to a certain extent, they lived happily ever after. I love you like salt.